Hi, my name is Sa'ad, the founder and chairman of Hacksat Company. So Hacksat Company sponsored my flight to Abuja to attend the Lift Off African Conference 2025 after receiving special VIP invitation from Mr. Jared. And before our plane take off, so I had time to see my little one. So here this video is when about we are about to land in FCT Abuja. So it's a quiet, great experience. I get to network and meet some people. So and here I'm heading to my hotel. Right? And here is the hotel that I'm trying to manage. Yeah, it's not that quite expensive, just 18,000 naira per night. But yeah, I really like the place. Is
So I'm
very
just
very
going to ask
great.
the first question.
And now the
The
program
first question,
starts.
because
Enjoy.
we're here, I want to say, if I'm going to summarize everything today, it's going to be about money, about getting better. Because somebody said to me one time, they said if they're going to put everything in hierarchy, they will say, it's not me that said it, so don't come and drag me. But they would say that after God's power, then government power. Then after government's power, then financial power. You have to get one of the three. And I'm like, I honestly, from the depth of my heart, no matter how I want to argue with that, is correct. Get one of the three. So I'm going to ask you a question. If money walked into this building right now, and it was supposed to advise you, because we get a lot of money advice. We get a lot of how to make money, what to do with money, how to grow money, how to multiply money. But if money wore jeans and t-shirts now, and walked in here, what would money tell you? So somebody has to answer me, or I'll just pick. Then if you can't answer, you tell your neighbor. Like for some of us, money might tell us, stop buying wigs, invest in something else. For some of us, money might tell us, don't go to KFC, cook in your house today.
Is valid. Yes, is valid. All right, I'll be having the opening speech. I'll be reading it out. Please, we should do well to pay attention, okay? Distinguished guests, visionary leaders, innovators, change makers, and beloved brothers and sisters from across Nigeria, across Abuja, even across Africa at large. Good morning. It is with profound humility and unwavering conviction that I welcome you to the Lift Up Africa Conference 2025. So too, we are called to craft the Africa the world has been waiting for. An Africa not defined by its challenges, but by its capacity to overcome them. Mr. Michael, we can start. The first thing that someone needs to understand and know when it comes to preparing his books for tax.
Good morning, everyone. For someone that wants to start a business with relation to taxes, as we all know, taxes are mandatory and compulsory levies imposed by government on everybody. By everyone, I mean both businesses and individuals. And with the new tax reform that commences 2026, what this simply implies is that everybody will be held accountable. By everybody, I mean both the student, the working class, the non-working class, as far as you transact. And of course, they are trying to also put up policies that ensures all transactions are done via bank transfers, meaning the cashless policy is going to be more effective for next year. So, your record keeping matters a lot, and the record keeping is both to individuals and to businesses, which means that you have to be accountable for every transaction that you do on your bank statement. Because I know currently what is applicable is people get to transact without recourse to transaction for that year is 300 million, and all forms of taxes that accrues to that transaction will be taxed, which makes you fully exposed. But when there is clarity, you will see that the taxman will be able to know that your actual transaction is 50 million. And when it is 50 million, it means based on the new tax policy, you will not be required to pay any tax, because the threshold is small businesses that transact below 100 million are tax exempted. Tax exempted, I mean they are not required to pay any form of taxes. But as I said, there must be proper clarity. Let me stop here.
Thank you.
Quite educative, and I try to, go practice the each of the task of, academics. So, since everything you said is somehow binding by the law, I want to know if there is a law that enables us not to pay tax. Because I'm thinking of somewhere we should be.
So, my
The
focus will be how
questions
to
that people
manage
ask here: how are they going to avoid paying
the
tax?
other way. I have a client that
Traditional transactions and all of that. So please, tell us, what do we need to know?
Alright, good morning everyone. I think you are nothing. I'm really excited to be here and seeing beautiful faces. What shook me earlier on was when he asked how many of us have used cryptocurrency. I tried to just speak and nobody was making his hand. So I said to myself, I get what. Alright, so it's interesting to know that we have people that have not used the currency, but how many of us have done tap on here? How many of us have looked for airdrop, how to get free money online? So I'm seeing few people now in there. So it's interesting because what it shows is that we don't really take education very, very paramount in the country and affecting how we adopt technology. Right? The true meaning of education, we check from the root word, Latin or educare, it means from within out. So it's not what about you, someone teaches you. It's what you are able to derive from what you are doing taught. And what we are seeing now is a transition from our normal transactions that have been going on for decades without trust, without verifying accesses, without confidence, transitioning into something new, but Nigerians are still looking at it like it's a thing of a joke. Some people are thinking like just another Yahoo method to scam, right? Yeah. But this is me telling you that money is changing right in your face. Transactions are changing right in your generation, and we are yet to adopt it. Because why? We failed to actually learn. 2016, I was opportunity to have been able to buy a lot of Bitcoin. I was in the university then doing my final year project, and we're doing Saffron. You remember MMM United? I was saying something that related to everyone here. I could remember then my friend said we could give some people 0.2 Bitcoin to do registration MMM United on Saffron. But as shocking as it would be, as someone in final year level then, I could not actually go online to research what is Bitcoin all about. That should tell you there is a deficiency in wanting to know more. So cryptocurrency is there to give you that freedom, or blockchain as a whole, is there to give you the freedom that we have lacked for over decades or centuries. It's giving us the access to be able to have control over our finances, digital assets, and all we need to know is how do we go about it. So I usually
ready to learn it. But something happened. For some of us that our parents understood the age of using laptops and all of that, at least they are still into the system. But for those of us that our parents deployed that are out of the system. So one thing that I've always made myself intentional is whatever trend that is coming, I might not understand it all, but let me try and see what is it that is in it. Because I'm sure a time will come that we will no longer use this our normal currency. But when that time comes, you that you are sitting in this room and you have no idea what is your faith. Because literally it's gonna repeat itself.
Code this morning. Alright,
I think I want to draw this before I forget. I don't need to ask Mr. Michael how we can relate us with P2. So maybe you answer and I'm done with my question because it's something that has been in my mind. Because I think I've brought a lot of people now accept payments with P2. And it's a decentralized world. Maybe you answer also. You can't try this. So that's my own plan. Alright. What is branding? Personally, it's not a question I like to answer easily because definitions are subject to perspectives. You understand? So what I mean is that if you define a word, you can actually limit the scope of what that word can be. Okay, for instance, if I say design, if I say what is design, how will you define design? An architect will see design differently from a graphic designer. Okay? And I can use the word design in very creative ways. I can say you are designing your relevance, which means you are creating something, right? Which is no longer design. So when you say what is branding, I find it very important to answer, right? But I think we should be asking questions like what is branding to an entrepreneur? I think that's more contextual. Okay? So for most people, when you say I want to build my brand, find something like that, over 7 years in the industry, what they're always talking about is I need a logo, I need a brand guide. Mr. Fee, good to see you. Please celebrate Mr. Fee. I'm really looking forward to this. Is my first time of seeing you. I'll be following your work. Yeah, he's a brand person too. So he's nodding his head as I'm talking. Okay, I call it branding offline before you go online. I have a model framework, sanitary framework, I call it diversity framework. It's the framework for global brand building. But the base of that framework is value. Okay, value. Build value offline. So I like to say that if you are irresponsible and you show up online, social media will amplify your irresponsibility. Does that make sense? If you are half-baked and you show up, okay, that's for me, that's the number one thing you should do. Before strategy, you build value. So if you want to start a business, do you have enough intelligence to deliver the service that you want to deliver? Because your brand will go faster, will grow faster.
Everyone, thank you so much for being here. And I put myself the session going on. Please let's give a round of applause to the panelists again. Such insightful. I feel saying that not speak. Well done. That's really, really good. I think it's amazing. You know when someone that has not just learned something but has done the work is talking about something that's different. Totally different, right? And then also the last speaker that I saw the Salter, successful locally, but you're not stopping locally. Right, you're successful locally, but you're not stopping locally. How exactly can you go about that, and how can technology help you? I'll start by talking about some things. A lot of things on my slides, and then there are some points that I noted on my phone. This is me, for instance, profile, AI consultant for. Yeah, so I have a marketing program, I'm AI consultant. I've done quite a number of things with all these people, just simple stuff, just to give you an idea of who's talking with you. I recently finished an AI founder sprint with the Inseed Business School in France. It was virtual, but it was done by the AI Ventures Lab. And that was my first time of getting to understand or getting to listen to some people, a lot of people in the AI space from Harvard Business School, getting specific things. Is this builders of the system like maybe OpenAI for ChatGPT, they're the ones that train ChatGPT. Anthropic is a company for Claude, they're the ones that train Claude. The builders of the system are the ones that train these systems.
Bring a young boy here, a young girl here, you can put on Muslim for your if they are standing. So when you are standing, you can put people. I learned it years ago, we are inside a well, don't come out, you learn and tell them to come out. If you are the first
Working time. My own is for content to meet Fi, the CEO of AI Literacy Academy. I get to meet beautiful ladies and gentlemen. You know, the conference hall is full of, innovative people.
Somehow lost in between trying to survive, buying this car and that other things. We are just somewhere. When it's no poverty, it's actually solving people's problem that will elevate them out of poverty. But when it's wealth accumulation, it's you accumulating wealth. Do you understand? Now, in true impact, actually, we need to find ourselves solving these problems that will truly define our impact level and will give us a hedge, one, even to access funding. Do you know that this goal is meant to be achieved in 2030? Oh, you don't know. So you don't know, right? Okay, what is our level in poverty, please? Okay. But do you know that as of today in US, a child that is being born has an investment fund of $1,000? Okay. We are still joking, right? No, we are playing actually. We need to accept the fact that we are playing. I mean,
if Mama put fried stew for you, our taste bud needs to change. Do you know that? Let me just say this. Is there anybody here that believes that I'm not going anywhere? This Nigeria, I will be here, I will build this country. Anybody like that? I'm not going to. I don't want to go to any country. Do you know? See, this is. I believe this is fact, and you can argue, but I believe it. You cannot even build anything that will be outstandingly tangible if you don't have global exposure. And because, let me tell you something. Should we talk facts? Between when, and I'll come back to this, before Dangote built refinery, it was worth about 13 billion. After I built refinery, it was worth over 29 or thereabouts. That means the refinery alone was like times 2 of cement, sugar, and all those things. What's the difference? Oil is a global entity. Many of us can't even think of solutions that can save the world.
Yeah, I escort Miss Precious to enjoy the sunlight outside. Quiet. And here, me and Big Man, we are about to go home. This comes to the end of the program. We have a happy ready to go home now. Networking. Chos.